until he started diving double turrets. Got a little aggro with his lead that he had. Not going to find himself on the ban phase so far, though. Nidalee from G2 going to be the first ban. Kindred still available. Sivir Bard here, combo as well from Flash Wolves.
Got to ban away the Bard. We did start to see G2 branching out in the support role, though, with the Alistar. They did try for the takeaway. And let's see, with the Poppy banned off too, the Nidalee.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of stuff we expect.
As far as the Bard ban as well, Hybrid has been one of the other supports to play ranged champions here. He has played the Janna twice, so G2 are willing to also go that route.
Now, Ryze is banned away from PerkZ. You know, they've been banning Zed against him constantly. And even if it may not be the optimal pick, it is open this time.
Yeah, that's open. Ekko is up.
So
the Kindred is what stands out as the obvious first pick. Okay, so they are going to lock in the Kindred.
Yep.
Now the things floating around are the team fight. Oh, God. Okay, so there it is. Immediate, instant lock-in. That is the super solid front line and back line already. That is a team fight team right there, Pyra. All you need are those two champions. You can fill in whatever you want around them. Kindred on the other side is going to be big for Flash Wolves, of course, because they wanted to steal it away from Trick, and the Graves and Nidalee are also banned. So there is that last member of the trinity of top level junglers, but G2 are probably pretty happy with this, and we'll see what Trick decides to go for instead, maybe the Elise.
I gotta think both teams are pretty happy at the moment, not only picking up the first pick, Kindred for Karsa, but the Alistar Ezreal that they're hovering right now. Well, they may change it over, but they're definitely favorite picks in this tournament, especially the Ezreal for NL, but they don't need to take it now. That's locked in along with the Ekko.
SwordArt has been one of these godlike Alistars here at MSI, going with the Thunderlords, going with that burst and the flashy plays. See if you can make it happen, though, because Maokai, very secure front line, as we said. Hybrid gets his Braum. That was my favorite of his champions for the entire split. And he looks extremely strong on it. Plus, that just adds, Maokai and Braum front line is one of the most secure front lines. So G2 are taking that to heart. The MSI theory here of just go full in on this team fight. They're going to build the strongest fortress that they can around Azir and Lucian. This is the go-to backline with the go-to front line. Meanwhile, Flash Wolves are going to make some plays here. Ekko is extremely strong top laner, but he's going to have to wiggle in and around, and we'll see how well SwordArt can try and get past enemy lines. He's been so good at sneaking around, even with the giant cow.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how stealthy he's been able to be. And LMS, Flash Wolves, they have quite a lot that they can be happy about in this pick ban phase already, and considering that LeBlanc is the second stick away, the Ezreal is a no-brainer now that Lucian is locked away, but NL has been so good with those globals, so good with kiting away and picking up the late-game power that they have that we said they needed to, and that's all.
Yeah. And I just really haven't been sold too much on NL on other champions. So I'm glad that for Flash Wolves 6, that they did get him with the Ezreal. I think they're fine giving away the Lucian over there to Emperor. And we'll see if NL is comfortable, because that's always my question whenever I see a Flash Wolves game is what are they going to do with NL? I have no questions really about any of the other guys. Maple here is going to try and make it happen on that LeBlanc. So they go all in on this strategy of, they're going to try and sneak around. They're going to try and play some guerrilla warfare, poke at G2, try and pick people off, and hopefully they don't get caught in those straight up secure 5-on-5 fights where G2 get to set up their battle lines.
Oh yeah, you cannot go up against that front line. It will knock you down and knock you flat. But the Azir Lucian, that is all the damage that G2 are looking to deal. Now, Trick, of course, forced onto the Lee Sin, but I mean, it's 101. You got to be able to play it, especially when everything's just about banned out and ready. We'll see how he focuses lanes, if he does try to go for the perks early on.
And I actually really enjoy watching the Kindred Lee Sin matchup, because if Lee Sin does get ahead, Lee Sin's got a lot of gank potential himself, and you get to that level 6, the combos, it makes it really easy to 100% Kindred. You can knock him off his own ultimate, plus he just packs so much damage if you happen to go that warrior. The more common, though, pick into Kindred, which was I was edging a little bit towards for them. I thought they were going to go with the Elise, but it's not going to be the case here.
Nope, definitely not. Now, why don't you guys tell us who you think has got the edge going into this game, the Flash Wolves or G2 eSports? Hashtag FWWin or hashtag G2Win at LPL eSports is the place. But for now, the LMS owns the Rift with the head-to-head from day one.
Nice teal color there on the floor.
It's a very calming thing, like our intro music.
Yeah, jump into the game and see if G2 can keep their roll going here and try to climb back into the game, get their revenge on Flash Wolves, or if Flash Wolves will really secure their spot because they are looking so strong here. And another win added to the bucket is going to be just what they need to finish in the top 4.
Yep, a lot to gain in this tournament. One of the teams looking to get a Pool 1 seed. They didn't have previously. They control their own destiny.
And in all likelihood, Europe would be the region that LMS steals that, basically steals that seed 1 from. G2 the most likely to lose it.
Yeah, G2, the way they've been playing in a lot of their games, it's not so much that they're getting robbed, it's that they're just basically lying down and taking it.
Well, it's a lot of this scattered League of Legends play that we talked about. You know, even when they have instances where they do get ahead, they get a little bit anxious. Let's see if...
Speaking of anxious,
all right.
Gotta ward that one early. Don't step into Kikis.
That's good. Wards first.
Take a look
Bodies
at the Keystones
second.
too. Good old Battle Cow. We'll talk about that later as Maple steps a little too far forward, but he jukes away pretty fast. I've been liking those combos. I mean, it really just lets you do so much burst at the end of it all.
Thunderlords pretty much all around as everyone expected. Alistar gonna pick it up. And no surprises here as far as the Keystone Master is. This should probably go over to Azir. Is it gonna be 2 saplings? Yep. 2 saplings to feed. 3 saplings for yourself. Standard starts for everybody, and it is going to be camps for the bottom lanes as well.
Focusing on getting PerkZ ahead in that mid lane. Try and deal in this skill matchup, the LeBlanc versus Azir. We've seen it just so much, but it all comes down to who's piloting the champions, and Maple has been an absolute boss in this tournament so far. PerkZ, he's got some work to do to try and show that he can be the big carry and put on the big pants like he was saying right before the start of this tournament. Let's see as SwordArt takes a little bit of harass from Emperor and Hybrid, stunned up by the concussive blows.
Yeah, he'll take that concussive blows for the level 2 there, focusing on the minions so they can get the experience advantage, try and zone them off down here. Now it's up to try and poke them off of the lane. MMD gonna go aggressive here with the Ekko, having a good time, even though the Maokai now has that extra magic resistance after the buffs. Ekko still controlling the lane here, and we'll see where the junglers edge out, because we did have that standard lane start, so the junglers both starting. Oh, actually, Karsa's going to make a really early move up to the top side here. He started just 2 camps and goes in to get his mark because he doesn't want Lee Sin to steal it away. Lee Sin very capable of going in there early.
And dueling it out as well, so Trick opting to move towards his own blue buff, towards that bottom side now. And a quick roam actually came out from PerkZ, but he stepped back forward after the ward went down.
Trick's been hard farming a lot quicker since Karsa wanted to go grab that mark before anyone took it away. So Trick will be slightly ahead here in the jungle as we started out. Also gets the Raptor buff ward kill to add onto his numbers.
SwordArt is
Hybrid's coming over though.
Here,
yeah. Hybrid's coming over though.
See if they can pincer him.
Try and push him off, I think, is all he's going to try and do. But yeah, as we look into this game, it is going to be Flash Wolves. The onus is kind of on them to try and create these vision plays, try and create some wiggling room here between the G2 lines.
But at the same time, it's G2 that really has to start cleaning up their play a little bit and not falling into this trap of let's just go ham and fight and, you know, all the consequences be damned. They cannot afford to lose many more games if they want to stay alive in this tournament.
Yeah, and it's the kind of basic things that they need to re-look at is not over-chasing, tracking teleport timers, tracking ultimate cooldowns, and communicating those to each other. Good step here, though, just what I was talking about for Flash Wolves. They're starting to play the vision game very early, setting this up. They want to wiggle in here, try and look for some picks. Ooh, sneaky little steal there from Karsa, but he might get nabbed on the outside.
One pixel away, but PerkZ now moving in onto Maple, dodges, or rather removes the chains over the wall, has to back away now. Does have a small CS lead, but that should change to even out pretty soon in all of that. Trick, a little bit annoyed, a little bit delayed, but he has been stepping up a lot better so far. What we saw from him earlier today in a game and a half versus Supermassive did look like some nicer and cleaner rounded play from the G2 jungler.
Yeah, this guy, he's definitely got a lot of potential to perform here at MSI, but during the early stages, disappointed a lot of European fans. See if he continues to step up today, though.
Cow's going bowling for Emperor. He does find the full combo onto him. Headbutt pulled, but it's not going to result in anything else. Just a little damage onto Emperor. Dead even CS in the mid. Dead even CS in the bottom lane. Only slim advantages up in the top, and that's in favor of Kikis. Is going to just trade back and forth. Trick now, though, looking for Scuttle Crab. Try to remove the second mark of the Kindred away before Karsa can get there. Should have no problem doing it.
He's going to be able to grab that one. Lays a couple of pink wards down as well. I like the defensive vision here from G2. Going to see any more aggressive moves from Karsa if he does decide to come out. G2 also, you know, Trick is holding on to that small experience lead that he had in the jungle because of the little detour that Karsa took.
Very non-chancy early games. We have seen ridiculously crazy back and forth ham fights, but now both Flash Wolves and G2, they don't want to opt to go for any crazy dives and ganks. And Karsa, he's shown a lot of different play styles in this tournament. He was known in the LMS as such a gank-heavy jungler, focusing, snowballing Maple, snowballing, trying to save NL, get it, MMD ahead just anywhere he wanted to go, but he has been reverting to power farm mode quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, I've actually been a really big fan of Karsa throughout his career. I really like junglers that are flexible, because you can't, people like to pigeonhole you into one style and say, oh, this is the farming jungler, this is the ganking jungler, but junglers have to be dynamic in their play. They have to be flexible, because it's all about playing the current situation that you're facing. If you happen to be a jungler that really thrives on ganking and loves that style, sometimes if your team wants to pick these non-volatile lanes, then you're going to have to play that hard farm style, and you have to be flexible. You have to be able to go for that. If you're picking lanes that are just looking for control, they're not going to be trading too often all across the board, you can earn a much safer advantage by just hard farming, especially if the enemy is not expecting it.
Speaking of expectations, Karsa SwordArt on the roam just to keep that deeper vision going as he just keeps counter jungling. At the same time, trades though in the mid lane. Maple and PerkZ traded back and forth a bit, forcing not the back but the heal. Yeah,
so SwordArt goes for the roam here on Alistar. This is a decent chance, but NL is on Ezreal, one of the very safe AD carries. This is one of the AD carries people always like to leave on their own. You know, support's like, you know what, you're Ezreal, it's fine. I'm gonna go roam. See if I can create a play. They just get more vision down in this red side jungle. I like Flash Wolves. They're sticking to the plan, but anytime you do leave the AD carry by himself, might have to blow a summoner.
And he's going for it! Kicks him back for first blood. Goes on to Emperor, and SwordArt is just a second too late.
Yep, SwordArt get punished for his roam. They did get that deep vision, but they didn't find anyone up there. And really good job by Trick to go down there and try and punish them for roaming on that Alistar. Even Ezreal can't get out of that one.
No, definitely not. He tried. Nothing doing here as Karsa tries. He will agree to going for both at once, but not going to be able to get the Rift Herald as he procs it with the dance of arrows. MMD going aggressive on Kikis here. G2 with that lead might have breathed some life into him. Twisted advance. They just keep trading, but MMD, he's just so tanky, but he's running straight in the minion wave now. Might have to back off, buying time as Karsa is in this jungle just warding it up, but he has no intention of going up top just yet.
Karsa's taking away the red right now. You know, they put so much effort into all these wards up on this top side, but they're also probably going to go for a dive here because they have the roam from LeBlanc. I think this is just a dead Maokai. Let's see what he can do here.
Yep, dead tree walk and see if he can get away from this one. I don't think so. Chain stun, and MMD has got the return kill onto Kikis. Up in the top, it's 1-1.
So all of that investment that Flash Wolves had put for the first 7 minutes of the game up in the top side,
thanks,
they finally do make it pay off. It does cost them a lot of mid-turret damage. Azir here, PerkZ made the right decision. He's just hard shoving. LeBlanc went for the roam. It's hard for Azir to follow LeBlanc in that roam, so you don't even try. You just try and push down the turret, and look how much damage he's getting on this. He's making it worth for G2. Even that one kill is not worth this mid-turret. That's a huge pickup for G2. If PerkZ can get out with it.
He will, but that is a little dangerous. That Negatron cloak coming in handy early.
Yeah, all right, so he's able to defend it. They take down the turret for that roam top. Pretty good early game here for G2. The other thing I want to mention, though, is that Trick, after that kill onto NL, he spent a lot of time trying to kill Dragon by himself, and he failed at it and had to leave. So that was a big amount of the jungler's time wasted from G2. Otherwise, they would have came away with a pretty clean sweep as far as the worth it spam that you're allowed to do after your top laner dies to a 3-man gank like that.
Good trades back and forth, but it's G2 that do hold that edge. About 1,000 and some change in the lead. thanks to the first blood gold and the tower that they've just secured. Emperor, though, does get pulled over, but Hybrid stands right in front of him, and SwordArt is getting punished. The Brock's pummeled. There is a big calling out. Can he hang true? I think so. And Emperor gets a parting shot onto NL, but this tower's so low.
They got the panic ignite out as well. He's like, you're on fire, get away from me. Be gone, devil.
Apparently it works, but SwordArt, yeah, had to burn that summoner just to make it happen. Karsa's gonna find Trick here in this jungle and turns his Scuttle Crab attention over there, and he will secure himself another mark of the Kindred, but PerkZ is already on a roam just outside of his own mid lane. This is, yeah, okay, everyone got a little hyphy for a second, but we're chilling. It's gonna be another tower in the bot side for G2. Or
SwordArt pushed out, and it looks like they are going to be knocking this sucker down.
This.
Lucian's coming in as well. SwordArt's coming down the lane, though.
All they need is one shot, but they're taking so much time. SwordArt coming through that lane. Unbreakable. Hybrid is actually looking pretty breakable there. That's some low health bars, and now it is 3 Flash Wolves coming to chase, and Trick has left them. They cannot stay here for much longer unless they really want to bait for PerkZ. He's not coming, though.
All right, yeah. Emperor's sitting pretty low, but he's going to stick around here. Clear the wave out. SwordArt doesn't have his ultimate since he had to use it defensively, so threat of the dive isn't there. Oh, they're actually going to turn around. Teleport comes in.
Yep, there's a Glacial Fissure. Teleport, though, is coming out for MMD, and they got to bail out. Whoa, Hybrid! And he'll take some out in PerkZ, meanwhile, after he cleansed, Maple turns, and they start chasing down. MMD throws the Timewinder, dodged by Emperor, but Trick is there, and the parallel convergence will just miss. This is going to be the turret
as well, exactly. That's going to be 2 kills plus the turrets. Huge, huge boost here for Flash Wolves, and they're going to overtake the gold lead after this as well. We're going to need a replay of that kill in the mid lane. That may be what happens when you try and follow the LeBlanc as the Azir, I think.
Yeah, you can't tail that one. Let's take a look at how that happened. PerkZ starts on
he just tried to go aggressive on him, actually.
Oh, man. Oh, and he whiffs the divide.
That very nice outplay from Maple here. Sidesteps the ult. Cleanse doesn't matter. Maple's right in there and takes the blue buff off of the dead body as well. What a ginormous swing for Flash Wolves.
All off the mistake, the over-aggression. It's the same mistakes that have been punishing them this entire tournament, and now it's the same mistakes that happened most pronounced in the game previously against the Flash Wolves.
Emperor was sitting on half health, almost no mana. That's terrible for Lucian. He's a hybrid spellcaster AD carry. Yeah. Gonna need more than that to be able to help out. And the teleport was answered by MMD, so Flash Wolves were able to turn that around. Yeah. Then basically, Maple just asserts his dominance in the mid lane. I mean, Maple has shown up. You talked about PerkZ having things to prove in this game. Maple doesn't have anything to prove left. Maple has been an all-star here. Well,
if he can stay alive. I mean, they just sent the game squad for him.
Maple, I'm sorry, my friend.
Okay, Kobe, you owed him an apology.
So, as I was saying, Maple has really got to watch out for those mid-lane dives.
Because he can... all along. All right, that's another tower, though. I mean, G2, this is the good stuff that they've been doing. They've shown that when they group together,
that's actually
to the blind spot. Want a replay of that now.
It's been a long time since I've cursed someone like that, because that was a big one. They took the turret as well. That's a nice swing back in G2's favor. 3,000 gold now. And who's laughing? It's G2. Also, the Ezreal's up top, so I think they're just going to keep pushing. Maybe they'll get another one here.
This might be outer for inner, but there's 3.
And now sending down the ultimate from top side.
Look at that defense. Okay, it will clip onto PerkZ, and now Trick might be in trouble. He gets pulled up, but he gets pulled over. It's MMD that takes the bat to the head. Or sends the bat to Trick's head, I should say. Meanwhile, NL still getting free hit on the tower. Does manage to secure it up. Closing that gold gap down to 1,000 now as MMD still on the chase here. We'll stop Hybrid's back.
That evens it up to just pretty much the missing turret disadvantage here. So that mid lane turret is really the discrepancy. And G2, big important thing is that they left behind a bunch of vision on the bottom side as they left, so they can return. Bottom side is very wide open since G2 were the ones to grab that mid turret as well as bottom. Try and work around that area for setting up the next dragon. They don't want to let Flash Wolves get to chaining those.
Get the Rift Herald too if they want. They were pinging for it earlier, or rather it was G2 pinging for it. Some damage on this mid. Kikis is here to defend as PerkZ had just backed away. Flash Wolves have the momentum right now. Let's see what happened down bottom side again.
Yeah, Trick went in for the safeguard on the tank. Trick, that's a Maokai. Doesn't need your safeguard. And it was a really big kill there for Flash Wolves as well, because that was a 4 versus 5 defense. As we mentioned, Ezreal was up top pushing the whole time. So Flash Wolves, they got to get their kill and their objective at the same time. That should not happen. Ooh, Maple's gonna get a free free kick
right
in the
over.
head.
And Maple, he goes right into the Lamb's Respite, but Emperor getting chunked incredibly low. He goes for the chase, pulled out of it, and Karsa secures the kill. Maple lives. How's that for a trick?
SwordArt pushes him off the hill. He's the new king, and Emperor gets taken down. It was all a bait here. Maple took the kick to the head, and then Karsa was there, had his back with the Lamb's Respite.
Way to keep your cool once you get in the head.
These are some, yeah, I get really dizzy, but you just happened to land right next to his buddy and picked him right up off the ground. Man,
I thought it was going to be such a clean macro game, but they had other plans after about 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a bit of a race here because Flash Wolves are focusing and they're going to go for this top turret. It's only Emperor up there to try and clear the wave.
No, they're going to call the bluff here. No, they have to make moves. Here we go, realizing they have a small chance.
They've got
There's no mini
Azir.
wave.
Nice clear there from MMD, and that's going to be a win for Flash Wolves. They're going to get this turret.
Oh, this will put them in the gold lead right now. Flash Wolves, if they want to keep on pushing, Emperor's lying in wait in the base, but how much can he really clear away? And G2 aren't even going to go for this one. MMD is 1v3, and now they have to back off. Kikis hanging around in bottom side, but the back already, and G2 lose out big.
Yeah, and very nice move there from Flash Wolves. As we said, as the game gets later and later, they've really shown how intelligent they are as far as moving across the map. 1 minion wave is the difference between taking down the secondary turrets or having to back away and lose mid pressure as well. Let's see if it works out. MMD not channeling his yet, so he's late.
Was an advanced ban that went far, but now Trick is in some trouble, and Maple looking to try and equalize him. And now does secure Trick, and he's not gone down yet. The tree will finally Arcane smash him to pieces, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Kikis holding them in place for just a moment. Down goes Karsa, Emperor with another kill. It is a 2-for-1 now, and G2 got the moves.
MMD canceled his teleport and then canceled 2 recalls. That should be renamed to WTF. what? Top laner, what goes back to push afterwards?
Well, he might as well get something.
That is not good.
Yeah,
that is not good for Flash Wolves.
I think they thought they were going to win that one handily, but G2 come up with a win on the board there. It's still dead even in gold right now. The next dragon is 30 seconds away. I mean, this game, there's mistakes on both sides, but let's look at this again.
I want a pip of MMD because there's no way anyone canceled his. And he doesn't join this, it really turns the whole tide. Oh, he does! He probably ults back.
Oh,
okay,
he ults
never mind.
again. Okay,
never mind.
Oh.
All right. I got a little bit, I was focused here down on the action, and we could switch his name back. MMD it is.
Still doesn't help his team that much, unfortunately.
He did some zone in there, but the Maokai was far more tanky on the front line.
Whew. Let's have a breather for a second, Toby.
It's been that type of day, Pyro.
Yeah, all right, so let's take stock of where we're at because there's a slim moment where there's not a whole lot going on until the Dragon started. 6-4 is the kills, but now there is a fight over Dragon number 2, which would be for the Flash Wolves. G2, Kikis going to try to take it, but he's not going to get it. And it goes Maple! Okay! I think he thought there was only one in there.
Stuck his hand in and pulled it out real fast.
That's like when you find a spider, you're like, oh, I'm out.
Yep,
okay,
that is definitely going to be the turret here, though. Enno's going to do his best to try and clear out the minions, but it's not going to be enough. I think that's top for mid, and Flash Wolves are actually pretty happy to finally get this mid turret down, if they can actually convert here.
Well, they're all pinging for it. NL and Karsa should be more than enough with SwordArt zoning, and that's going to go down. G2 don't decide to keep the push going against MMD. Didn't work so well last time. And Kikis will be able to scare them off of pushing the second tier. Big wave in the bot side, though. G2's favor. Flash Wolves should be able to clear that out, no problem, if they send people that way. But now G2 going on mid.
I like what G2 are doing. They need to stay as a 5-man group. Remember, they have a big advantage in the set-up standard battle lines. If they stick together as 5, it's really, really difficult for Flash Wolves to get inside.
Whoa. People are running around. And SwordArt has to minion taxi to escape.
Not to mention that, but also Flash Wolves are not able to set up a vision game here.
It's too much chaos.
Yeah, exactly. They do not have really control except for around Dragon.
This is a last-second Rift Herald.
Yep.
See
they should be able to get it before he disappears. Yeah, just fine. Burn him down.
Oh, okay. Quick one from NL.
Yeah, the last hit doesn't actually steal the buff nowadays, so.
It was a nice try, though. all the same. 7 seconds till Baron comes up and they cleaned his house for him. We're about to hit that 20-minute mark, of course. It is still dead even in gold, and that's because you've got 4 towers to 4. The kills have been relatively close. Although the 2 dragon difference for Flash Wolves might mean a bit. 2
dragon difference is cool, but dead even in gold is just where a team fighting team wants it to be when all these objectives have been traded. With being even in turrets is just fine for G2. I think they're pretty happy with the situation right now. Not to say that this is not to say that Flash Wolves have a terrible team fighting team. Okay?
No, it's true.
It's just that Azir plus Maokai Braum frontline with the Lucian running around is so solid. We'll see if G2 decide to try and set up on the next dragon to try and interrupt that stacking, or if they just try and make a play towards mid.
For the moment,
they're setting up 1-3-1 actually with a Lucian up top. Probably need to call him down because Flash Wolves, as we said, they want to use that true sight to make a play.
Double knock up and Maple goes forward, but he turns his attention to Hybrid. Not a lot of damage dealt, even with the level difference being so high. Braum going in for round 2. Okay, PerkZ is fine.
Good unbreakable there from Hybrid, denies a lot of that pick.
Emperor's still up top here, catching the wave. Yeah. He's got to be careful how he passes when he does come down. That is lit up like a Flash Wolves Christmas tree. And they could turn their attention to try and bait a Baron. It's very early, though, very dangerous, even though they have a lot of damage to be able to deal to it. Still trying to deny the push is G2. Not clearing as many wards away, only wherever they go, but roaming as a unit, trying not to get caught up by that horrendously powerful assassin that Maple is rocking.
Yeah, kind of scary here. Sitting on the 2 items. Mostly Emperor just really needs to be wary where he walks. Trick as well, though. He's getting kind of tanky.
Trick. Oh, SwordArt's taking a lot of damage on this one. He throws the Unbreakable on, but maybe it's just a bait. Karsa and NL coming around the side. Teleport completes for Kikis. And the rest of Flash Wolves are around, but scattered right now. SwordArt is backing. Maple does not want to go in on that.
Yeah, Flash Wolves only want to take that if they can actually get G2 to scatter and split up. But G2, once again, they played as a team. Huddled around the teleport, and they were able to ward off the Wolves this time around. Still, the Wolves circling around. They want to work through the fog of war, work through the darkness, trying to attack G2 from the sides.
A lot of backs here. It's just going to be the back and forth push and pull game, just like the Tides, until somebody decides to pull the trigger, and then we've got a tsunami. A lot of pings flying for that Baron, but you got to think they'll be going for the baits. Flash Wolves have played very calculated thus far. The kind of thing we expected for them coming in, but still some mistakes. They've made a few errors in those calculations.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at how Flash Wolves are going to pull G2 apart now that they have no teleports. They really need to try and utilize some extra pink wards. They do have 3 in the inventory and 1 down on Baron already. So they're starting to make it work up around the Baron.
Bold.
Yeah, gonna start to pull it out now. SwordArt's in place to try and catch someone if G2 try and come over.
G2 aren't anywhere near around.
Oh man, they don't even know because Trick is doing Gromp right now.
That's bad timing.
The Flash Wolves need to keep showing mid. Don't go over towards Baron now. Keep showing mid. They've got it.
They've got to get it now. It's down to 2,000. Flash Wolves, they just completely grabbed this from under G2's nose. And that is a pickup at 23.5 minutes of the Baron buff, and G2 are none the wiser.
Such a snooze fest there for G2. Really, really lackadaisical mid game here from them. Sticking together is important with this comp, but you also need to keep vision on the priority objectives. MMD did a good job tanking up the entire Baron there. You don't want to let Baron hit your jungler once, or it's going to reduce the damage and make that take super long. That's the most important thing when trying to sneak Barons with only 2 people. Sometimes one of those tags from Baron is going to reduce the jungler's damage and make it take a lot longer. But Kindred, really good at taking the Baron, especially since he had the sated. So he's using all of his passive. And Flash Wolves now with the Baron buff get to apply pressure on multiple lanes.
Karsa had that fancy footwork to help them take it. Now they can use it here. It's 24 minutes on the clock. Small gold lead now for the Flash Wolves as they look to start pushing down the line. G2 realize they've got to huddle together and hold this one. Maple, a lot of damage. He just narrowly avoided as they defend this turret. True shot comes in. It's going to get canceled out by Hybrid. Trick is joined as well, but G2 are starting to get stretched thin on other fronts. Another Dragon's going to go in favor of Flash Wolves. This is number 3, mobility.
That sneak was just so smart from Flash Wolves. No, it actually takes two. It was a lack of warding from G2 on their part, a lack of awareness, but it was also really, really smart from Flash Wolves. They actually did not hesitate. Yep. They had pink ward down. They knew they had everyone in the area. Maokai was seen bottom with no teleport. They didn't know the jungler was down there as well, Trick, but man, really, really big move there for Flash Wolves.
A little bit of chip damage onto those turrets bot and mid, but so far G2 have prevented any extra objectives from really being taken. Kikis just has to be careful not to get caught out by Karsa and MMD. He's gotten some backup from Trick here, and they're doing a decent job 3-2ing, holding the line here. Yep. Flash Wolves not able to find anything just yet, and it's only a minute till Baron expires. Oh, I stand corrected.
3,200 Baron power play at the moment. Very sizable mid game here. Blue buff steal as well. That's going to be very nice for them.
Yep. G2 looks like they've got to hold out here, Kobe. Yep. Just try and stay alive, wait out that Baron buff, and then they can go back to fighting, but they can't get caught with the
secondary turret is really scary, actually, to try and defend. And
twisted advance. It's going so low here. They can't do it. Fight is not going to happen. The tower will fall. That's another one. That's 4,500 gold for the Baron power play as it just about starts to run out. Maple trying to make some last seconds of it, but he doesn't want to jump in onto Hybrid. Not with Kikis so close.
Man,
that might be it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we can re-emphasize how important that play was for Flash Wolves enough. Keeping their dragon stacking going, huge, huge gold swing for them. Bunch of turrets taken down, opening up the map so they can now put even more wards down, look for more picks with their assassin. Let's see how G2 respond, because at this point you have to huddle together, hold on to your inhibitor turrets, hope for a misstep from Flash Wolves as far as one of the dives. Try and play to your strengths. They still have a very strong Fortress-style team comp.
Flash Wolves will see if they can hold on to this lead. It is growing and growing for them. G2, really the question is, can they hold on to the game and get themselves into the later one?
Yep.
Maple in the jungle just keeps taking everything away from it. Trick, he's got really nowhere safe to farm, and they're losing ground on the G2 side.
Fortunately for G2, it's fairly difficult for Flash Wolves to siege up. Especially at inhibitor turrets, so Flash Wolves will probably try and just keep G2 bottled up in their own territory and farm the map. Just keep mining these resources until the dragons come out.
How does G2 win these fights aside from these
Well, they're looking for a home guard teleport right now, but Kikis gives up. Look at how the deep wards have timed out for G2 because they were bottled up on their own side of the map for so long by Flash Wolves. All of the wards have timed out, but here it goes.
Trick gets flanked himself. Hybrid's going to try to give him some defense, but he's getting bopped around all the way through, and now Stand Behind Me comes in, but Hybrid is the one who tags. See if they can hold here for this fight. Teleport coming in for the Maokai now.
Whoa,
he's still chasing down Trick. He's got a chrono break back to safety, but the Azir gets caught by Maple. Trick, PerkZ a little low in this one. Kick is trying to tank up, but they don't have enough damage to turn their attention. Emperor's Divide.
Oh, Maple!
He's caught. He's stuck. He can't do anything, and PerkZ takes him down. Flash Wolves lose one, but they do grab Kikis on the back half.
Maple went in there and just got bopped. Oh my goodness, he thought it was okay because they had pink wards on that side, but immediate reaction from G2, so they are able to trade. Kikis was going down on the other side of that play, but I think that G2 are happy with getting away with a trade off of that one.
You've got to be at this point. Still the gold lead is something they've got to work through. 4,500 abouts, but they have some breathing room to start pushing out in the top side, pushing out in that bottom side. They need to clear the wards away, though, so Flash Wolves can't do that again.
Yeah, G2 are actually really happy about that. This bought them some time. Yeah, let's take a look at how this started, because this is what we said. Flash Wolves, they come in, they're trying to catch G2 while they're scattered. They chunk out Trick, then PerkZ over here is going to get singled by Maple and pushed over the side of the wall. Teleport in from Maokai is going to zone off the other side of their DPS.
Such a scattered
But this
fight.
is the play here. Maple tries to go in with SwordArt past the line. Oh, but the Azir wall, that's why. Half of the soldiers are on the other side of the terrain. That terrain is the thing that can split up the soldier wall there. And it was very, very unfortunate for Maple. Flashed right in there on top of the soldiers.
Yep.
And got exhausted just for added insult. But
you're not going anywhere, and you're not going anywhere fast.
yeah, the Azir Sand Soldier is going to buy them some time, so G2 very happy about that.
Sand Soldiers, and now look at that damage from the calling is on. Looking
Can
for
they snag him?
looking for SwordArt. Double tap it goes, but there's a Lamb's Respite from Karsa. That's not going to stop G2. Trick on the chase here. LeBlanc and the Ekko coming around the side. G2 will get nothing, but the pincer will not happen.
Yeah, they've got 45 seconds on a real objective right now, though, so they're just going to try and continue to push up mid.
Oh, they're going to tank this.
No. Flash Wolves should be able to get back in home guard. There's no wave here. I think that they can defend this. That was a very close call, but just some very quickly beating hearts here for Flash Wolf fans. Increases the blood pressure maybe, but that's about it.
Yeah, these games can't be the healthiest for you, but man, are they exciting. 30 seconds, the next Dragon is going to be available then. 12, though, from the next Baron.
Yep.
I don't think G2 really have a happy choice here, but at least it's 4th and not 5th. Flash Wolves should be able to grab that one almost for free if they want with the wave pushing up on top side. G2 have got to go home and clean house.
Yeah, it's a really unfortunate situation here for G2. They're faced with so many difficult choices. They're going to try and hold both while they send half the team back, though. 4 men holding. Hybrid is able to get back and refill, get some extra wards there, so let's see if he can make it down to the Dragon in time, because Flash Wolves are just going to start it up. All right, they're not going to commit this one. It's only number 4. They don't want to lose their lives over this, because that would mean Baron also. Kikis should not get close enough. He can't steal. What's he going to steal it with?
Apparently not an Arcane Smash. That is going to be taken by Karsa, number 4.
Right,
G2,
well,
I mean, they don't even clear up top. They just try to sniff their noses in there, but the Flash Wolves get what they wanted and leave.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so it's worth a Miracle Seal, I guess, but they do lose out with the minion waves on both of their side lanes here for G2. And that is going to be number 4 for Flash Wolves.
The stakes keep getting higher here, and the mistakes keep getting made. G2, they will proc the Baron, force Karsa to run out of that. He can't finish clearing just yet. The pink ward, though, will eventually fall. However, Flash Wolves have already gathered around this Baron, pin another cheeky pop on the Baron. Still a wave in the bottom side pushing against G2. A wave in the top, fairly neutral at the moment. The Baron is clear to vision. G2 eSports are going to have to keep eyes on that, but it's not going to be easy with all these Flash Wolves hanging around.
Yeah, the Flash Wolves has done such a good job of catching G2 eSports off guard and punishing G2 eSports for their lack of team play. This is the type of comp G2 that the G2 are running, where everyone on the team's like, just guys, can we just please group one time and just have one 5-on-5 team fight? Flash Wolves say no. We are going to attack you when you're not looking. We're going to split you apart, and Maple's going to assassinate someone.
Can't expect a gentleman's game. G2, time is running out for them, not just in this game, but they have pretty much everyone ahead of them to be a must-win here. Already lost one to the Flash Wolves, definitely can't afford to give another away, especially with all of the losses they have accrued. Flash Wolves, on the other hand, despite their loss earlier, they're looking pretty hot right now, on par to take this game away if they can just keep the pressure on. Kikis is feeling it heat up as MMD takes a bat to him. The rest of the Flash Wolves of G2, however, are hanging around in this Baron dance.
They're not going to let another. They're not going to let another Baron slip through their fingers like that mid-game one. So this is pretty good for G2. You know, we saw SKT in a similar situation where they had their backs to the walls. They were the ones with the Azir comp. They are looking to just try and hold on till the very late game when you can even everything out. Once everybody caps out on items, once everybody caps out on levels, everyone's max level 18. As soon as Flash Wolves all get to 18, G2 are like, oh, you know what? Well, at least they can't get any more levels. we could eventually catch up. That's definitely a long ways down the road, but that's what they're looking at. Because they know if they can catch up in relative power of the champions, their composition can fight that 5-on-5 and can win the game-winning team fight. Flash Wolves, though, they've got a lot of time to play with, and they want to press it.
Baron has started, teleport in on the pink ward. They know it's blind, but G2 smells something is up. There's the ward in. Teleport starts on it right now, but PerkZ, half his health is gone in the blink of an eye. This is going to be so dangerous as Kikis completes TP, and he just dodges the spikes, but how long can he last? He's going to have to burn Flash to escape. They got what they wanted. 2 summoners out of the top laner and a lot of chip damage.
Great disengage there from Flash Wolves. They chunk out the 2 main members of G2, front line and back line. Now they've got him on the run.
Keep pushing that vision back away from him. They clear it all away.
Yeah, G2 now they either have to recall, give up Baron, or stick around low health and get picked off. Looks like they are going to recall. and hope that they can threaten. This is actually two choices at once for G2. Maybe they go for the steal here.
This could be the miracle. Everybody but PerkZ is here to try and make this happen. Can Trick do it? They found the cow, though. If they've got enough damage on him, in comes a Glacial Fissure. It's going to be close.
Can Trick do it?
No, he can't. And now takes him down and denies the steal attempt. Karsa secure, and the fight is on. 5v4. PerkZ comes way too late to the party, but maybe they can answer back on this.
They got the clone. That's it.
They got something.
Half an answer.
All right, no
25
kills.
gold, Pyra.
That's, I guess that's a consolation prize, but 2,000 is the difference with that Baron power play now. 2.5 minutes FlashWolves got to work with.
Could have been 2,225.
Way to be an optimist.
Well, back to the old game plan. This is where everybody says, all right, we're farming for late, guys.
Let's take a look again.
All right, yeah, so Trick, he's got one thing going through his mind right now. I am the hero of Europe. And NL and the rest of FlashWolves decide, nope, we're going to kill you before we take Baron below 1,000. Good job by FlashWolves to focus him down there. Then Maple moves around his clone enough. They decide to target that, and that's going to be the end of this story.
Let's see what the FlashWolves can get done with this next Baron. They were able to grab a couple of inner turrets, not quite cracking the base, but it's 35 minutes in. The powers have started to sift further and further in the FlashWolves' favor. 6,000 is now that gold lead. However, the Baron power play starting to get cut down just a little bit as G2 just try to strong-arm this mid lane. But there's a 1-3-1 going on, and it might turn into a collapse here. Kikis in the back here. Karsa and NL coming up.
Wolves are coming out of the forest.
G2 realize they've got to run away real fast. Hybrid, he's going to try to take the front, but he flashes away. Emperor's defied, but it's not going to mean a damn thing. Calling back for Emperor, and these Wolves are flashing forward to just pick up everything. And G2 hopes and dreams are melting away.
MMD!
Trick goes down. A double kill for MMD. They don't lose a man through the Lamb's Respite, and Kikis is out. It's only PerkZ to defend the game from this one.
Clean sweep there, and that is gonna be the game, Pyra. Everyone is dead. Baron buff is on FlashWolves. That is an easy push towards the Nexus.
They're gonna keep trying to do it, but PerkZ is still up there. I don't know if he can play the hero through 5 man though. Here we go, MMD though. He's got the Guardian Angel on. They won't be able to take him down. This is gonna be not quite over yet.
FlashWolves have been so impressive coming from the shadows. If you make one big mistake of a mid-game team fight versus the comp that G2 have, it makes it so difficult. But FlashWolves have stuck to their game plan this time around, and they have been able to drive it home. Wow, they don't go all the way for the Nexus. I got a little ahead of myself.
That's okay.
Again.
PerkZ was still there, but to be honest, 1v5 is pretty darn hard for him. Let's see that fight again as Dragon 5 rather gets taken and secured by FlashWolves.
FlashWolves all coming out from different directions through the Fog of War, collapse through G2, past the Emperor's turrets, and just clean up all the kills. Look at this move from MMD, by the way. Positions himself, Time Winder through both, knocks them both out. Karsa almost makes that same mistake of walking out of Lamb's Respite, but just baits Kikis back in. Another kill for them. And man, Baron buff going to timeout for FlashWolves, but Dragon number 5 will take its place, and that one just as shiny.
Maybe even shinier. G2 in full damage control mode, but the FlashWolves trying to 1 and 4, or rather 4 and 1, with the bottom side being the most prominent here. Still looking for a couple of picks if they can to clean this one or close this one out cleanly. 9,000 is that gold differential. G2, things are looking grim for the European side.
Yes, they are. FlashWolves have been all over the neutral objectives. Complete neutral objective control.
Ooh.
I thought it was even later in the game,
that's where it all turns up there.
That's so.
Uphill. Uphill battle for G2.
And they're closing in. All the inhibitor turrets are going down.
Here come the FlashWolves, the pack. About to attack, and inhibitor will be going down here. Not a lot of resistance able to be offered by G2. MMD up on the top side. They will look to close this one out with methodically as many objectives as they can, but a double knockup on a Kikis and Hybrid in the tree. He's not looking too healthy right there. Karsa, the Lamb's Respite's on him. They did manage to get that, but Emperor's half his health already. Maple will be able to get away, but the FlashWolves still are closing in, trying to end this game here. MMD gets his GA popped as NL secures the kill onto Hybrid. That is only the first of the game, and round number 2 starts as MMD decides he'd rather not go and face certain death. G2 are actually pushing this one back, but Maple going for the assassination. He secures Emperor. NL will be able to secure another kill. They just keep tagging and turning and going all the way. Double Triple kill from Maple, and that's gonna be it. Flash Wolves secure it. MMD with the ace, and there are no G2 members standing. It is only Nexus turrets remaining, and the Flash Wolves looking oh so strong, oh so powerful. Just shy of 40 minutes on the clock. They grab G2 in their jaws and they rip them to shreds. Flash Wolves with another massive victory.
They destroyed the entire base. What a nice game from Flash Wolves. 5 Dragons, 2 Barons, and 1 Nexus.
And that's GG. They made up that 50 gold though. You got to be happy with a result like that. The Flash Wolves, not perfect by any means, but they have just looked impressive, challenging that assertion that they do not deserve a Pool 1 seed at the World Championships.
I think they've convinced most people by now. And this actually secures it for them, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this win secures Flash Wolves top 4. They now have a #1 seed for the LMS this year at Worlds. They've done it. They've convinced everyone, Pyra.
Just about.